Yeah, I'm just
testing?
eight pants is what I've been testing. I was like screwing around with weird splits and stuff like that, but eight pants has been.
Let me
It's just
let me
a
see if
more
I can.
aggressive version of what door standby is doing. Like, I
I mean, I really find that insulting because I really think Dorothy is just a bad card. I think if I would rather play like I would almost rather play To Love Rue than play
my
like
God. Okay,
eight pants.
that's the most disingenuous thing I've heard in a
I
while.
mean, like I said, almost. That's why I said almost. But your finisher, you never hit 9 stock, unless you're a disgusting high roller that's canceling a million times.
I think double Dorothy plus Twin Drive or double Dorothy plus
Yeah, I
Modernia
mean,
is fine
we've
when you
talked about this. I
decide to
think
play
double
into tap.
Dorothy. I think double Dorothy plus Twin Driver is fine. Okay, I think tap is like super unrealistic. You have no way to get to that card. You don't. That card does not enter your hand unless you just grab it and you just clutch it the whole game. It's the same problem.
Well,
Like,
I play the draw brainstorm, but
sure,
and
okay,
the
wow,
and the
yeah,
Alice.
bro. If you look at me in the eye and you tell me my draw brainstorm adds this tap counter to my hand, like,
Oh no,
okay,
that's why you
dude,
play the
like,
Alice. I mean, like
what
that's a
else?
little
Event Rize?
enough of extra drawing to hold one
Honestly, I didn't
copy.
even know you played an Event
You
Rize,
play three.
but
No, the
like,
Alice, the ditch draw.
the bro, come on. I don't know. Those are like those to me. I don't like cards that put two of event in your hand.
If you play three events and you're only trying to find one,
You play 3?
I mean, yeah.
That's like
What
a
else are
lot.
you gonna play? All you
Better
play is
cards.
fucking soul
I mean, I guess your
triggers,
deck
and
sucks, so I get
you
it.
only need a
But
2/1. Oh
you
come
can't find
on!
the sneaky list.
It was
I'm
so
sorry. I really. No, I mean, I really think a finisher whose top end is like I completely agree with the general idea that like a finisher whose top end is 4 to 8 cancel burns for one, is like not very good because like
better than dealing 0 off of my.
I mean, Mai has a better deck through the entire game. I think so. That's like where that is. Like we were talking about this with Ken here before, and I do kind of agree very much that like at the minimum, Mai feels terrible to lose to. I hate seeing against it, but at a bare minimum, Mai is like a real deck for the rest of the game that is like still probably one of the stronger decks, and it does what it has to do. Like it gets to the point like every game, and its deck states are always good. Like to even more like we were both in agreement. Like sometimes you triple Mai, and you look at your deck and you're like, damn, my deck is still good. Like I could realistically just like not die. And that's just what that deck does.
Do you think they'll hit Stakata?
I really hope so. We were also talking about that too. I was like, I really hope that they pull a Kaguya and like pre-ban the Stakata, because I think that card is stupid. And I think Bunny Girl would just be in a far more balanced place without it. Because I mean, like I just even whether the deck you like that finisher, the finisher feels bad. It's not fun to play against. It's not even fun to play, unless you're one of those people that just like stealing games. But like, it do that.
Every deck that's had like this on play generate a stock thing has been like kind of degenerate to some degree.
We only have two. It's literally ReZero and that. ReZero's kind of degenerate.
Yeah,
Like I'm seeing the ReZero stuff. Like even the Madoka one, like the Magia record where it's like it just sent itself to stock at level 2 or whatever. Like I think that
card is so sick. And also,
like,
Kevin,
it's the sickest deck because like the deck's not very good, but like I think that deck just creates deck states in game scenarios that it's like I don't know why this existed.
I mean, I agree. All right, you're right, Carmen. You're right, Kevin. You're so right. It lasted. It got to be played at Bro. One of the most serious of serious events before it got banned.
One tournament weekend.
Yeah. Like. Also, you have level 1 combo that builds stock and also brainstorm. Okay, what I really don't think like you don't play Modernia, so your level 1 combo does not build you stock in Nikke. Like Carmen is on 8 pants. We are both in agreement that 8 pants is just the play. Modernia is not good enough in that deck. Modernia is a perfectly fine combo.
I gave out Modernia and I put it in the wrong card. I think it's better in Door Standby.
Yeah. Door Standby I think makes very good use of that card because Door Standby plays for that like good deck state through the whole game instead of trying to play for its like top end, and it warps its deck around having good decks. Because its finisher isn't that good, so it has to. But, and also the brainstorm. What does the brainstorm do? The brainstorm doesn't do anything in.
What's
Dorothy,
the
does
yellow
it?
top in a Nikke?
It is an EP combo. Oh, so there's two. There's the shot combo that it's like a pseudo Exodia thing.
Okay,
The
yeah.
3/2 stands two of the other dudes that have like one has like a burn on it, and I forget. I think the other one has like a cancel burn or something on it.
Sure.
I don't remember. They're pretty good. They're pretty fine actually. As like as far as the top end goes, they're pretty cheap. And then your other one is like an EP. It's a 3/2 EP that if you have both of them in your level early play, and that card has climax combo, beginning of your encore phase, shuffle 2 cards from your waiting room back into your deck. And then there's another 3/2 to go along with it that is a hexproof bodyguard during your opponent's turn, and it's really big. And it
So
also EPs on the same condition.
All right, it's kind of like the Kurami from Fujimi, like Fujimi 1, where it shuffles back climaxes. Basically, that one was bad, but
Yeah. So you shuffle your climaxes. So the idea is that you
shuffle
you
back
play
and you
the
sit on a
two.
bodyguard.
Yeah, you sit on a really good deck, shuffle back like you like double early play, one of each, shuffle back 2 climaxes, sandbag the turnout, play down another one, shuffle back 2 climaxes, shuffle back 4 climaxes into your next deck or whatever you need to shuffle back, right? And it's like that deck is actually pretty cool. I like it a lot because you can sit on defensive events as well. I built it for my
Yeah,
local and
tap
really liked
is
it.
yellow as well. So
And you play the Modernia, and the Modernia at level 3 can be played down, and then it plays down the 3/2 for you, the 3/2 combo. So then you get to shuffle back 2 and then sit on Icy Tail with a tap counter, and it's like, all right, that's pretty. It's not bad. It's like not bad. It's not the greatest finisher in the world. It's not good at finishing the game. And I think like Door Standby might just be a little bit better as a deck because you get a little more finishing power out of it. But that deck is really cool.
I need to take like the deep dive look through Nikke now that the set's been out.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was doing. We did the set review, and then like one of my locals really likes Nikke as a set.
It is like nowhere near good enough. What is this?
So
yeah, I know one of our locals is picking up like a case and a half of it or something, like 2 full cases for no reason whatsoever.
This is just what was sent to me. If somebody wants to play, I'll try it. I don't know.
I sent you the Tianaga deck if you were curious. If you want to take a look through it.
I don't have the most updated sim right now.
No. I sent it on Encore. Also, your sim doesn't have Nikke, right? I don't think anybody else has Nikke, unfortunately.
Is there like I saw people were talking about it earlier on like the Discord, having like the beta thing that they've implemented. It's not official. Right.
No, so what we use, Brayden, is like we get them from here. They're not official. They're not on the sim.
It's all the drive
There's
ones.
just
you're too fast.
There's a guy from China does them all. And frankly, no shade to Fireman Bob. Maybe a little bit of shade. This guy codes them all arguably way better than him.
Okay, yeah, so less
yeah, it's well, okay, it's a different it's a different philosophy. He's trying to help people learn how to code and stuff like that. This other guy is obviously coder by trade, and does everything really quickly as cards release.
Okay.
Which for what we're looking for as competitive players just hits our niche.
See, I don't know. I don't get like he said he's trying to help people code, but then he doesn't let people code.
Well,
he takes like
not exactly
is he really? Like he made it really easy, but then he doesn't let people do it despite making it like learner friendly. It's just kind of frustrating.
I don't know what Riaz is cooking with this list, man, but
what 8-bar?
It's 8-bar, yeah.
I think 8-bar is kind of bad. I don't know, man. Like
I've seen some Japanese lists on 8-bar.
Yeah, so they went to like all like the 8 of the same CX list because they tend to do that a lot.
I think that's how Bushi pushes them to pushes sets nowadays.
Sometimes, yes. And sometimes it ends up being the play. Sometimes it is just not. Like 8-bar. My problem with this deck, right, is that the stock is like kind of weird because you don't really need the stock from this brainstorm.
Because it's just top check stock it, right?
Yeah, so this is the same brainstorm that Gochi Usa has.
Okay.
And Gochi Usa abuses the hell out of that climax.
Yeah, that's a stock hungry deck.
No, it's not. It's because your top end is expensive.
Well, yeah, it's like it's shuffle back restand, right?
Mocha restand.
Mocha restand. Okay.
But it's pay 3, ditch 1, end of attack. So but what's really sick about that one, it's on the same climax as your level 3 combo.
Okay, then yeah.
So that deck benefits from the stock right then and there when you slam the pants. So it's like, oh, okay, sick. This one is on its own climax.
I've played against that list like once or twice. Yeah. But I'm more familiar with like the older like salvage lists for Gochi.
Yeah, so like it becomes awkward because you in this deck you have to make a conscious effort to slam the wrong bar to stock charge.
I think this is just a Riaz. I think this is just a Riaz deck, man.
I mean, I don't think Riaz. I don't think Riaz even like probably played it very much yet. He probably just drafted this and then was like, yeah, we go. I don't know. Maybe he did play it though. I don't know. I'm not gonna speak for him, but this looks like what? Wait, what does the pink hair do? The blue one.
Just an oversize.
Oh, I see. Wait, is when this is placed on stage from hand if you don't have another Nikke character? Oh no, I hate that effect. Oh, that effect could actually just be a real condition, man. He's only on how many zeros is this? 5.
It's just a fix for the free fresh.
19.
Again, my issue with Blanc and Noir comes down to, like, I don't know, those two games not exactly representative of.
No, I mean I think your deck has a.
Past. However, I think those two games perfectly exemplify the kind of field cases I am not comfortable with a tournament deck.
It only takes those two games during your 7 rounds on the day.
I would.
Yeah,
I
mean,
would
look,
very much rather play something that is like lower.
I will say
impact,
8 pants
higher floor
is definitely an easy deck. It is a very easy and probably more consistent deck to play, which is something. You were just like, and maybe as somebody that plays slime, you're more comfortable with playing a fucking Giga mid finisher. I just don't like anybody that tells me Dorothy's a good top end because I think she is like just.
I don't think Dorothy's killing anyone from before 3. I think she's fine if people are at 3.
What you have to look at is, do you live? If you're at 2, do you live? Right? How are you against SDS? How are you against? I don't think you're probably not gonna see.
I think with the tap, it's actually fine. I think you can absolutely.
Carmen's just gonna play slime for worlds. He is. It's just.
I mean, if slime isn't fucking banned.
Yeah, he's just playing something right now, just in case slime does get banned, so that he actually has.
Do you think I have to practice slime? I feel like I've played every fucking card for God knows how long. Why would I have to?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. If they don't, I said it before, Kevin. If they don't ban Muron,
at least you just need to take hexproof out.
Well, no. Unfortunately, if they do that, the deck's still too playable, and I'm not okay with it. But if they did do that, I would just be playing Nino. Like almost assuredly, I would just play Nino. I think that deck is like pretty strong, especially when Muron can't wall you out naturally.
How big can Muron by itself is 10-5, and then the brainstorm is like what, 11-5?
She is 12-5 with.
She's 12-5 if you have hexproof out.
Well, no, the brainstorm only gives you power if you have hexproof.
Okay, so the brainstorm's with the hexproof. Okay.
Yes, it is a global 2K package.
Yeah.
What do I?
3 rules? I've played plenty of 3 rules.
Wait, but I like 3 rules.
Not my style.
Yeah. Wait, what did you say about it, Carmen?
I said I've played plenty of 3 rules. It's not my bag.
No. Did you say something about that before that? Because he said he probably hasn't tried much of 3 rules.
I said I've played like every slime card.
Oh,
he's like, I've played 3 rules. Like, no, fuck you. I've played 3 rules. Fuck you, Kevin.
I like the 3 rules deck. I think that deck's cool.
It's cool, but it's.
I definitely don't like the split level 1. I think that's.
I don't like. I've played the empty. I've played that. Like in terms of how many, I don't like decks like that for that many rounds. I'd rather play something simpler and something far more streamlined for 11 rounds. Too many. Which is also my problem with Blanc Noir. I feel like there's no way people can tell me that that isn't going to happen. Like some of those games, and just like, I don't know. Maybe there's something I'm missing with gameplay. Maybe I'm playing it wrong.
I mean, you have a lot of yellow, so kind of just the idea. You play clean cut and stuff.
But for wait, what clean cut?
Rules.
Oh, 3 rules. Sure, yeah.
So you have a lot more yellow than before. So like, I feel like the fail cases don't happen as often, but I don't know. I like the idea of the
I was talking about Nikke.
Nikke has too many fail cases. It does.
I don't.
That's what I was saying, and that's why I was saying like I get Steve's logic though. Is like even Steve acknowledged that the deck has a lot of fail cases, but like you can
If there's a time to sack worlds.
Well, yes, and also there's less rounds than an average event.
There are less rounds, true.
So like you can play to just have like that one. Ideally, that one bad game is just during Swiss, so you still make top 8 going X1. You just ride it. And I get it. I mean, that's kind of how I felt about, like, old Escanor, too, to be fair. But now, this is a good deck.
Man, this is post.
It is the top of the round, or top of the hour. Colton.
Colton here.
Hopefully.
Nope, there
I'm here. I'm here.
I'm going to use something.
Colton, it's the top of the hour.
It is the top of the hour. It is, in fact, now Monday. Happy Monday, everyone. This is the 24-hour Clock Tower charity live stream. We are raising money for the Project for Awesome. That money will be entered into the matching fund for the Project for Awesome, assuming that we get to the $500 threshold. That is our primary goal. If we get there, of every dollar that is raised tonight will be a matching dollar for money given during the Project for Awesome. The money is going to benefit global health outcomes throughout the world, specifically with Save the Children and I'm blanking because it's midnight. Partners in Health. Partners in Health and Save the Children are the two main charities supported by the Project for Awesome. Special emphasis this year on tuberculosis testing in disadvantaged and developing nations. Tuberculosis kills a lot of people every year, despite the fact that it is curable, and that's why we don't see it kill that many people in wealthy nations, but in the developing world, a lot of people still die from tuberculosis every single year, usually as a result of lack of access to testing. So what we're doing here is we are raising money for these organizations so that they can go into these communities and administer tuberculosis testing, among other important health care, to save the lives of people who otherwise might die from an entirely preventable disease. So thank you so much for everyone who has given so far. Thank you for those of you who will be giving. The next stream goal is $200, and when we get there, Brandon and I, it unlocks Brandon and I selecting from the decks that the chat has made. Christmas Charity Live Stream 2024 on Encore decks. We will choose 2 decks from among them, and we have to play them, no matter how egregious they may be. So that's the next stream goal. That's what we get to when we hit $200, and $500 is where we hit the matching fund. So thank you once again, everyone who has donated, joined the stream, jumped in the chat. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
So what's the plan?
That's a great question.
We've reached the part of the stream where things start to get a little bit more nebulous in terms of exactly what we're doing.
I mean, I can keep playing for a little bit longer. I can probably stay up till like 1 or 1:30 too.
Fair.
If I have to. I can keep playing if someone would like to jump in. I'd prefer to play like Nikke just to test stuff, but if people could download version, but
Braden, you haven't gotten any games
Yeah.
in yet.
Nope. Let me get that file that was posted in the Discord a second and update my. Are you guys just plugging that into the 6.2.0 version?
Yep.
yeah,
Yep. You just drag and drop it into the streaming
Yeah.
assets stuff, and then it'll let you. Then you have it.
All right. Let me.
I
I
will
am
say
gonna
I
head
don't
out, though.
think. Oh yeah, good night.
Good night. I'll be
Good
around
night.
probably tomorrow. Yep.
All right.
Good night.
Yep.
Have a great
See you, Jason. Thank you.
Bye.
Awesome.
See ya.
I have some morning meetings and responsibilities, but I can probably hop on after that tomorrow. I can definitely show up and close for sure.
No, that'd be awesome.
Sounds good.
I've got about 4 minutes, is what it says, to download all of these files. I didn't need all of them, but I am getting all of them.
This is like a basic idea of what Door Standby is looking to do, in terms of what Jason was talking about. I think this list is actually pretty cool. I think the coolest part of the list is actually the active brainstorm, the brainstorm that can tap anything. It's a 5-card brainstorm and swings for 7K. I think that's the coolest part of the list. This isn't exact. I don't think they're playing the blue doing anything anymore.
Is this the one that like did well in Nats?
Yeah, the idea is like Bow Wow, you play Biscuit. Biscuit is basically what is it? The standby combo from Prosika, which like heals and also can burn. This one's 4 instead of 3, and also has the inherent heal. You don't actually need the specific standby. It's just on attack you can discard and heal.
Yeah, did heal.
Which is nice. The thing I don't like about it for English, if we're like looking at a very high level here, I think it's a little passive early. I think playing to build the board early, like at level 2, when you provided there is a mid-season ban list and everything is banned. If people are playing super violent stuff like this is I would consider this a very violent deck. These like these 2-bar 6x,
the 2-bar lists.
Or Albuta. If you don't know what Albuta does, this is a post-ban list, which looks a little different. This card is an absolute terrorist card. If you have 5 or less cards in your hand, you have 3 or more other characters, perform the following action. It's gonna be 3 times.
Icy Tail 2 3 times.
Icy Tail 2 3 times, and when you hit, you burn 2 instead of 1, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. If there's a climax, yeah.
This card is like absolutely super unfun to play against. I'm sure Ken was also talking about how unfun this card is to play against.
Effectively, it's Icy Tail 18.
I've played against this card. I've played against this card. Your opponent does like literally nothing all game, but like just try to play clean and compress. I've played against people playing this where they full combo, mill 18 clean, and this card does nothing. I played against people where I'm at 2-0. They play down 3 of these, and I die to a single one in a single lane. It's just like a extremely high variance, absolute casino. If you want to play Baccarat, you're playing Mai. Yes, the rest of the deck is super solid. Yes, you have Sakuta, which isn't in the actual list, which is Sakuta. It's one of these where you stock a vanilla. It's very, very powerful, especially in a deck that cashes out a lot of its stock to memory. It's very powerful. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that part of the list isn't strong. It's unbelievably strong. It's very, very good. I just, personally, I cannot bring a finisher like this to a tournament and actually expect to win. This is actually just rolling the dice. You're just playing Baccarat. It's not a way to win tournaments. I would rather play low impact stuff like Slime, where I'm doing very small, precise amounts of damage and try to win games that way, than ever try to blow people out with crap like this. Stuff always fails me when it matters. It's just not the way I can play the game. Which is why I've been leaning towards stuff like Dorothy. I think Jason's a little harder on Dorothy than he should be. She's definitely a little bit better than Yami. She's definitely not as bad as Yami, but I'm not. But even then, I'm acknowledging that you're not actually killing with this before 3. Like double Dorothy plus Modernia, or double Dorothy plus Miranda, the twin driver, is a lot more reasonable unless you check into Privity, which can make things a little crazier, which is why she's 4 count on the list. I'm not exactly expecting a kill from there. But if you look at the list, this is a 30 soul trigger list. The idea here is to slam, 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 slam as early as possible. Keep hand encoring the Scarlet. Continue to slam the pants over and over and over again. And hopefully, in the same way that Double Guro was just trying to make sure it always killed people from 3, ensuring that you have the best possible chance to kill people from 3-0. And if you don't, you actually have this 3-0 tap counter to play, that even in the chances where you don't have the Modernia on the board and you've drawn a copy of it, is a +6 soul count. So you have ways to hedge to keep yourself alive, and I think that against my Baccarat, where you're just going to, like, you either live or you die, and there's absolutely nothing you can do except trying to stop your opponent from going to 3, and super violent decks like these Noir things that are just like cancel burn 3 a bazillion times. Tapping one of these down is like actually really gross. Tap is like pretty effective. These decks actually can't dedicate a lot of sculpting to playing around defensive counters, which I think makes playing a deck like Dorothy plus tap, or even Door Standby plus tap, if you want to do that, like any defensive counter actually. Albuta plays around it a little bit. That's my rant. I don't think Dorothy's that bad. But you know.
Thanks, Darcy, for the 10. Thanks, Darcy, for the 10. Darcy asked, how about that new Love Life set? Hey, it's dead on arrival or what? LOL.
So I've been playing with that actually a little bit. It's kind of mid. It's just middling. Like, I want to say it's dead, but it's middling. It's not taking tournaments, I think. I wouldn't be surprised to see like one rogue one, just because it runs clean enough, but I'm not expecting too much. It is fun though. There is some fun stuff there if you're playing just that one, what is it? The 10th anniversary set, the actual full set. I've been a fan of like the salvage, what is it, bodyguard combo, where like your 2-1 that comes down at 1 is just a 12-5 with bodyguard for the climax turn. And then you play it with like the field counters because it has anti-backup, or it has you can't play backups on it as a downside. But yeah, most Love Live lists are like the pants, or no, it's the salvage level 1 that just salvages based on the colors you mill. Or like the Yoshino combo that needs a reverse, I believe. Just like some plussing level 1 into any one of the like experience 9 finishers, like the pants finisher, the salvage finisher, or choice. Like all 3 finishers I think are about equal.
Fair.
Yeah, there's my set review for Love Live. That's all you needed. Level 1, level 3. Unless you're playing the 8-bar deck. The 8-bar deck's also weird.
Fair enough. It sounds like you were
still installing, Braden.
What?
You still installing? Are you good to go?
I am copying over the stuff. So like it extracted all of them as zip files again. So I'm like trying to figure that out.
Fair enough.
If not, like, let's see. I think if you host the room, it runs off your files. But yeah, I don't think I'd have the card.
You have to have. You have to have them.
I have to have them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see.
Otherwise, it appears as blank cards.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm playing these lists wrong. I know Steve and Yabi are super high on this stuff, but like, it's a little too much for me. At the end, there are less rounds. It is like, but like, I don't. There's a lot of different ways to look at it. It's like there's less rounds, so if I was gonna play a combo like mine, you have to sack a lot less. But I feel like in a meta where people are doing so much nothing because it's just Albuta and these like Nikke decks that just wait. A deck like this that like has a more directed game plan of slamming is like, and like not giving people as much time to do either of these things is a better of a move, but like, I don't know. Lots of games to be played, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. It's just part of it's the games, part of it's also like realistically, I think you're still dependent on whether or not if there actually is a ban coming through or not. Like I think that's still.
I think that and card's actually fine. Like looking at it, the only reason I didn't toss it in is because this is the list that Riaz sent me that he was messing with, so I didn't want to mess with. But I think this card's probably fine if you're playing 8-bar. I mean, just for the second effect alone, it compresses, it removes cards, it looks for something. It's like just a search card. Probably toss it in here somewhere. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think if I was playing that, what's the other? Isn't there another bar combo in Nikke? Was there like any?
Probably.
I'm just blind. What is mirror? Blue water eye. Oh, this 2-1.
Yeah.
Never mind. Yeah, so it'd have to be in this one. Yeah, I'm sure we could find a slot for it. I don't think we need this Adachi. I don't think we need some of this other stuff. I don't know, man. Adachi. I haven't seen Adachis in years. I never want to give up the lane. I forget who I was talking with. I was like, I literally haven't seen an Adachi in. I can't remember the last time somebody threw down an Adachi against me in like either format. I feel like that profile is like going the way of the dodo a bit. But I guess we have what is it? We don't have like Kanata,
yeah,
and stuff like that. And we have like Neuron, so like things aren't like early plays; they're just fat bodies that we have trouble dealing with.
Or you have Ions on the field that can ignore it anyway.
Yeah, I guess when you have the bar down, the Dala does trigger the. Yeah, let's try to fit it. Shave. How much blue do we have?
Thank you for the 5 for that super chat, by the way. I didn't say that ahead of time.
Yeah, this was asked for, so I think this card actually sucks. Let's just go to 4 of this because this card's broken and just play 4 of that. There we go. How about that? And I will play it for the super chat. The second Braden is done figuring out his stuff. Oh, I guess I could talk about this. We don't have all the reveals yet, but I have been looking at Azure Lane. I have Azure Lane in I actually have Azure Lane in Japanese. So I never picked it up in English because I have no interest in traveling to play Cats. I think that's a competitive travesty. I don't know why people do that. If you're local to the area, where you are playing, I can understand playing Cats. If you are traveling any significant distance to actually flip coins and grief people in singles with Cats, I don't know what you're doing. But I've been messing with for the few things we have, just messing with the new Enterprise finisher. I originally read this needing that we thought we needed soul triggers, but that's actually other ones, so I actually came back. This card has actually been pretty sick, the Yorktown. Most of the cards you ever want to pick up are blue. I'm still messing with auxiliary cards. I love, what is it, Death Gun? Death Gun is such a funny card. You minus something 6k, and whenever damage you cancel in this card's lane, you can pop this card back to your hand, which is really gross. You just have 8 pan spells. You have a bazillion Ricos. You can run 8 Ricos now between Baltimore and the New Jersey. So pretty much like the coolest part about like putting this deck together is like literally every card you draw filters into something. The reason I was playing Rossissa, I don't know how you say this, is because you can just spawn Laffies to get deck speed as opposed to playing the 1/1 to get deck speed, because that was like kind of an issue I was running into. Bremerton is like a terrorist card. You just like trigger free soul. If you played like Shauna, you played the 1/0 door combo. It's like pretty similar, except you get to play pants with soul trigger. And then you just like do a bazillion damage and try to win the game. But we still have a lot of cards yet to be revealed. So there's a lot to still be seen. But it's looking pretty strong. Level 0 could use a little bit of work. Level 1's kind of all over the place, but just messing with stuff so far. For those of you that don't know, the Enterprise requires pretty much every card in your deck to be blue or yellow. Because when you trigger a blue or yellow, you burn 3. And it triggers twice for free. So if you have 8 stock, you can triple Enterprise, which is potentially 9 instances of 3. And it's not hard to get to 8.
Man. It's coming. It's coming, because there's no way that's not coming to English, so it's...
I gotta look up Albuta stuff that's pre-ban, because we were talking about it before. Oh, cool. This is AG's list. Pretty close, right? No, he got some spice in here. I need something more standard. Yeah, here we go. Ollie. Ollie always has the most standard decks. He's only playing 3 of each. Always. So this is pretty standard, except that there's not 4 Rios and 4 Sakudas. There should be 4 of those.
Yeah. How's it going, Braden?
My mic gave out again.
Huh.
Like the downloaded file, that like ADS file. And then in that file, it's like all zip files, though, is my problem.
You don't need all of them. So if you open that drive and go to... So open that drive in your browser. Just scroll down to Nikke and then like mouse over to where it says download. Just download Nikke.
Alright. Load that up again. Nikke.
They did print those new cats, though. Talking about cats, there are new cats. I can pull them up here. They should be here. Yeah, so the Chitose and Chiyoda.
Yes, I did see those, yeah.
They're both, one of them's 5k, one of them's 6k, and then it's an Ainz bouncer for both of them. So you pay 1, punch yourself, pop the Chiodo back to your hand, and then you bounce the Chitose back. And you can rest any 2 of your characters to give this card 500 power, and all of your Chitoses and Chiodos gain soul triggers. And if you're playing 8 of these cards, that's a lot more soul triggers in your deck. Not as spooky as the original cats, especially because they don't filter for each other. But
I mean, you can't.
Nagato is something else.
You can't have 2 packages of cats at the same time.
I mean, you could.
I mean, yeah, you could. Yeah. You technically can.
Extract. Go to Sim 6.2. Streaming assets. Cards.
You
make
can just
new.
You don't even have to make new.
Okay.
If you just open up the Nikke, it should take you to cards and alternate art, and you can
so I have I'm extracting both of those.
You can just drag them into the
you just do that.
assets folder.
Cancel. Let's go. There is assets.
Yeah, you can just drag those 2 from the zip file into the streaming assets folder. Just let them extract, and it'll ask you to overwrite whatever.
This one.
Yeah. That's a lot of shot triggers. Okay.
Yeah, this was another like 6x 2-bar. This one was shot. I do think the standby one is better because you have to put together. So the other big thing with this combo, right, is if you do not put together Noir, Blanc, 2-1, 2-1. If you have anything less than that, the finisher is woefully worse. By like a lot. Mostly like whiffing 2-1s. Like whiffing an extra 2-1 makes it really bad. You like lose an extra instance across all your attacks. Obviously missing Noir is pretty bad, but like burning 2, not the worst, but like you're missing the checks, which help you dig for climaxes. And obviously if you don't whiff the other one, you don't have the like follow up where you're getting 3 instances on your like second 2 attacks. It's pretty bad. You also have to take climaxes. You have to have a lot of stuff going on. Like I said, those 2 games, you do the thing a lot more often than you don't do the thing. But like any little thing going wrong throws a big old wrench in there. And like, yes, you do have this vanilla package, very strong at selecting, very strong at getting you what you want. You have a decent amount of utility. You do take the game like a little slow with standby. You have like a chance to get all this stuff together. It's not as bad as I'm making it out to be. But I'm saying it's like when you whiff one thing, you just like have nothing. Because you're not playing a very standard strategy. This has been a lot more solid for me, even if yes, like Dorothy is much more muted, but like there's other stuff to be liking in the deck. It's a shame we didn't get a shuffle back. Private-y, but what can you do?